Hello and welcome to another Holy Patent episode. This podcast is a production of the Patenters Intellectual Property Firm, where we discuss the world of intellectual property, including patents, designs, and trademarks. I'm today's host, Alyssa Llewellyn-Sendik, paralegal with the Patenters Firm. Joining me today is patent attorney Trini Gabriela Sachs.
Hello.
In today's episode, we're talking about a rather hot topic, machine learning, or as most people refer to it, AI, and how it fits into the world of intellectual property. So let's get started. Gabriele, I understand that recently you attended a conference where they were discussing AI's uses in the workplace.
Yeah.
Now that AI is automating repetitive tasks traditionally handled by paralegals, like document review, legal research, contract analysis, what are the implications for efficiency and productivity?
So due to less human error and inconsistencies in behavior, certain tasks that were previously performed by paralegals can now be more efficiently completed by AI. So there's a software called Monday.com. A lot of companies, not necessarily legal companies, use it as an assistant. And it has AI features in it. So it does automated marketing and automated operations. So you'll input information about a survey that took place, let's say, and the AI will filter it and take out key information, and not as a person can read and understand things, but it will pull out key information so that the process of reading through the documentation and getting to a conclusion can be done much more efficiently because it's skipped out you sitting for 3 hours of reading it, whereas it's just pulled out the key information. It also has a feature of translation, so it can translate documentations, patents from other languages and bring it to your mother tongue of English or another language that you desire. So in essence, Monday.com is a great tool inside the paralegal realm, but also outside of that. But it's not specific. So it won't do specific tasks of drafting applications, stuff that's specific to your job, but can be used to assist your job and make your job easier. So, yeah.
Okay. So since the role of AI improving the speed and accuracy of in legal research now, are there AI-powered tools that assist paralegals in finding relevant case law, statutes, legal precedents, things of that sort?
AI can search. I guess it has a better memory than you or I have because it can search through such vast research. It can skim through multiple documents and pull out key information. You're looking for something related to window research. You can search up and it will bring up every single document that you need, which for you would take hours of scrolling, searching, clicking, reading, whereas this will assist you and make the process a lot quicker. It can also cross-reference through multiple languages, whereas it would take time for you to find a translator to translate it and understand the text yourself. It will pull up the relevant information that you need. And also the depth of legal insight is it's a lot greater, so it can search for a lot more. There's another feature that software that we use in the company called Claim Master, which is just to double check over work and make sure that things look and present the way they should. And they also have an AI additional feature, which we don't currently use, but is an option to be used. And that will help automate the process of drafting applications, proofreading patents, and pulling up on potential inconsistencies or other deficiencies that may be missing and prevent the application from being accepted. It can also generate office actions, create forms, and auto-populate IDS documents. So all of these different tools that it can help with are helping in the workplace so that your time can be dedicated to working on the tasks that can't necessarily be completed by AI and that are more need the human touch, basically, that can't be done by a computer.
Okay. So by the time something makes it to the paralegal, it's that much more ready to move forward with.
Yeah.
That's good. So since AI is aiding in drafting and reviewing legal documents like contracts, briefs, discovery materials, what would you say are the benefits and the challenges to this capability?
So there's numerous benefits, which have kind of been mentioned previously, due to the efficiency, the fact that they can go through a lot of work a lot faster than you or I could, and not just the speed side of it, but the efficiency side of it, the accuracy. There's no human errors. There's no in the middle of typing a document or researching something and a WhatsApp pings in and, oh, my attention's been diverted. I just need to deal with that. And then, oh, where was I up to? The number of times you open a Word document to write something and you're somewhere else. And so that accuracy and preventative of the human errors is a big benefit. It's in some ways also cost effective, because your time is valuable and every hour that you put into work is paid hours. So if a task can be done in a fraction of the amount of time by AI, then it means that your time can be dedicated to more complex tasks and it's more efficient for the company, cost efficient. And it will reduce the risk, because the risk of a document being drafted incorrectly or with errors and faults. So all of those will, I guess, make the company and your work look a lot cleaner, more professional. The challenges that come with using AI is the personal interpretation. AI is just a computer or multiple computers, and it doesn't understand the nuance of human language and things that you or I or we may write and say to each other on a document. It might flag it up as this is an error. I wouldn't write like this, but for the context it's needed. There's also a big question at the moment about data privacy, and if I'm giving my information now to AI for them to use it, where's that going to go? Who else is going to see that? And especially in our line of work, where we have to keep things very hush-hush and not talk about things before they go out. You're putting information out there. Oh, can you just draft this patent for me? And then next thing you know, 100 of people around the world have seen that patent, and through them also using AI, and then your patent isn't patentable. So there's that. There's also the liability. If we rely too much on AI, please can you draft this, read that, send this, send that, and then we become complacent and not read through, then where's the liabilities with us? It's our document under our name, but we've asked someone else to read it, write it, so it's on us to check.
So if we miss an error or something like that, absolutely.
Yeah, because you've just, AI's great, it will do it for me, and then next thing you know, you've sent a document that's not necessarily 100%. There's actually, in the US, I think you mentioned this, about them using certain softwares before they submit applications.
The U.S. Patent Office uses an AI tool to do a pre-check of what you're submitting to make sure your basic formalities, to make sure that everything lines up correctly, you're not missing something. If a file's in the wrong format, anything like that, it'll flag it for you before you even go into the submission phase, which is nice because you don't have to wait for the formalities check after you've submitted and then go forward.
I guess it will make that sort of AI use makes the process a lot faster and more efficient, but not cutting corners in no one's reading the work, no one's checking the work. It's just saving your time and saving the patent office time of reading through and checking, and the small grammatical or small errors that it will pick up on are very beneficial.
Assuming it flags it properly. If it flags something that's not actually an error, that's also a problem.
Yeah.
So thinking about privacy, it almost sounds like they'll need a software equivalent of a non-disclosure agreement.
Yeah.
In order to be able to use the full functionality.
Yeah.
Interesting thought.
Because a lot of the processes behind AI of people's concerns is that it will take, you've used AI and it will take your information and it will use it to strengthen and get more knowledge to then use further on. And if it needs that to be able to grow and develop, then great. But then it's at the detriment of your privacy and what you've submitted and what you've allowed it to have access to. So it's very dangerous, but also very beneficial. So it's
Okay. So talking about cost effectiveness, how cost effective are the AI solutions for law firms who employ paralegals? Do you feel like it contributes to resource management and operational efficiency? Maybe takes away from it somewhat? Do you have to double check what and done?
Yeah. So it's like before, the benefits and the constraints of it. It definitely is beneficial if you're going to use it for small tasks here and there that are tedious, putting information in the final date, what's the date, and that automation process of it putting all the information in, rather than you manually putting all the information in and then checking through it and just doing the checking through process. So that side of it makes it a lot more efficient time-wise, and then also cost-wise. But that depends on the firm. If you're a small firm and you're just using it because you have 1 or 2 paralegals and then the firm's using it, you probably pay a cost to have the AI software, and whether it's worth employing another staff member because it's a small company. Whereas on a larger scale and you're sending out so many more drafts and patents and everything, then to have an AI feature is a lot more cost efficient. It's also, I don't think AI's yet at a place where jobs will be at risk in the paralegal workforce, because it's not, as I said, you're a person, you have personal interactions. Not every case can go X, Y, and Z, and the same things are going to happen, because there's an office action and then there's another document that needs to be sent and this and that. So it's the flow of the work is not necessarily the same every single time, and every project is different.
Right.
But for automation of sending emails and how checking in, and as the management side of things, it's probably a very useful tool to have, to make sure everyone stays on top. The dividing tasks between people, looking at where people are necessarily not allocated work and have spare time and there's things that need to be done, it can be very beneficial, but it's not taking our job anytime soon.
Oh yeah.
So
For sure. So it sounds like the challenge for incorporating AI software and technology into working in intellectual property is really picking and choosing what you need based on what your firm has.
Yeah.
I think any size firm probably could benefit from the automated IDS production as something that's picking and choosing information and generating reports that takes less independent thought that you need to do. You're just pulling data and putting it together. Whereas, if you're dealing with a very real human element to somebody, there's a delay, something needs to be done later in a different way, AI can't fix that. The human needs to do that. So,
or even contacting the patent office. Yes, a job that you do, and AI can't do that for you. It needs the personal touch for that.
Absolutely. Okay, well, we'll be interested to see how this all plays out in the future. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for joining us, Gabriella.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. We look forward to speaking with you soon. Holy Patent is a production of the Patenters Intellectual Property Firm. Episode research and writing is completed by Gabriella Sachs, video sound and editing performed by Itamar Tefs. Produced by Vered Jelinevich and executively produced by Dr. Howard Teff and Ms. Jennifer Teff.